Welcome to In the Spotlight. My name is Vanessa Campos and I am your host. Today we are in the extraordinary and beautiful Masano Auto Park, located here in Reading, PA. And I am joined by the passionate, fearless, and innovative leader, John Masano. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you. Great introduction. I'll take that. Thank you.
John Masano Auto Group is a family-owned business with decades of experience. Share with us how this successful business came to life.
Well, my father, Tom, and my uncle, Bruce, came out of World War II. My father was in the Asian theater, and my uncle was in the European theater. And they came out. I think they're entrepreneurs by heart. And then they purchased one car, sold it, purchased two cars, sold them, purchased four cars, sold them, all the way up to selling thousands of cars a year. And it was really that. It was kind of just a continuation of their success. And of course, there's bumps and turns along the way, but then they did a great job, and hopefully my cousin Bruce and I took it to the next level, and we have a third level. My son Johnny is in the business.
Wow. What is your current role in the Tom Masano company, and what were the other roles you had previously?
Well, I graduated in 1979 from LaSalle University with a bachelor's degree in accounting, which I figured, which I now know was invaluable to learning a business and running a business. So I started off with accounting and various other departments, gaining a knowledge of each department. Okay. And basically, as strange as this is going to sound, I do today MBWA, which is management by walking around. So I walk around to all the locations, all the different departments. We have about 30 different departments, and our dealerships are located right on Lancaster Avenue. And we have this auto park right up the street from Lancaster Avenue. And I kind of walk every day, and you learn so much. You go back to your office and you look at spreadsheets, et cetera, but it's learning and talking to the coworkers that is, I feel, is going to make a successful business.
What was it like to grow up in the Masano family? Share with us your childhood years.
Well, it was interesting. I'm a product of the Reading School District, yay. And of course, our name was known. And it was interesting, and people knew it. And we had a lot of jingles back then from some of the older people who remember, see Tom Masano. And so you heard that a lot growing up. And then we continued with jingles along the way. But it was, it was kind of a great childhood growing up and having fun and coming to these businesses. Actually, we came down a lot on Sunday. My dad would come down on Sunday. As he said, he checked the business. So we'd come down with him. And of course, we get to run around and see all the cars and everything that's going on.
Okay, exciting. Did you always want to be in the business of car sales?
I think I always had a passion for this business. It was interesting when the infancy of the personal computers came out. I was really drawn to that, and I did some programming along the way. But this kind of business I never left this organization, but I did some programming, and I kind of learned that and liked that, which helped us out today. And that would have been the only other passion that I had. But this business, with the excitement of the vehicles, draws you to it. And it drew me to it, and I stayed with it.
Absolutely. Under your leadership, what is one thing you shifted or changed from the first generation Tom Masano Group to meet the needs of the changing market and the population?
I think what my cousin Bruce and I did was go from one dealership, which was on Lancaster Avenue, yes, to multiple dealerships. We expanded out on Route 61 with different brands. And then we expanded up the avenue. And then along the way, we contracted, expand. But I think what we did is took it to a multi-dealership concept. And with that, we just weren't brand specific with that audience that would patronize that brand. So we had youthful brands, we had imports, high-end luxury, kind of mass-produced brands, all-American brands. So we wanted to diversify to make sure that we weren't, in a sense, pigeonholed with one franchise.
What was the inspiration behind the Masano Auto Park? Who envisions the creative design for the park and all Masano locations?
Well, the auto park came out of necessity because we had to expand our Sprinter truck for Mercedes. We had to expand our BMW dealership. We needed office space, et cetera, et cetera. We needed a Ford truck shop, more reconditioning. So we've been driving by this building for 60 years, and it was for sale. And we kind of had this aha moment that if we just use this facility, which is 30 acres and 250,000 square feet, if we just used it for parking, it would work out great. So then we figured, okay, let's put some lifts in, et cetera, et cetera. You've been through and you've seen everything. And it has now become what we call an automotive wonderland. Everybody adds, it's funny, even you'll walk through and you'll say something that'll trigger something that we'll do. So everybody lends a hand in this. I have to tell you, the creative group is led by a gentleman named Bruce Dingledine. And Bruce did a lot of the work on Penn Avenue. And we hooked up together probably about 12 years ago. He's magnificent. He can see things where no one else can see them, like these barrels here that used to carry oil. And his plants are phenomenal. And we kind of all brainstorm about the ideas. And then he's the one that can implement it into this beauty. And what you see in all the dealerships, the landscaping is phenomenal, which we love.
Of course. Tell us about your role in the 18th Ward organization and what's its vision for the city.
Well, the 18th Wonder, 18th Ward,
yes,
which is here, which is where all our dealerships are. This facility was in the 18th Ward, and I must tell you that it was a little raw when we looked at this, meaning it was the area, you know, we're familiar with this area, and we had to decide, were we going to move out of this area and maybe move to Spring Ridge with our dealerships? Or are we going to stay in this area and lift it up? And that's what we chose to do, is we invested in this area. Now, it's interesting because some may see that as self-serving, and we say, yes, we're investing in this area, but we're going to pick the whole area up. But we have so many exciting things for the 18th Wonder Improvement Association that you'll be seeing, and I think you're seeing now. And from 10 years ago to today, I think you see these improvements taking shape, and really we want to have this vibrant neighborhood.
In your opinion, what constitutes to the success of a family business? What are the pros and cons of working with family?
The pro is the passion that, I mean, you almost have to get up in the morning. There's no sleeping in. There's no calling in sick.
Yeah.
This is it. You're going to affect it. You have to get up and get started on the day. That's the pro. Another pro is we can have an idea in the morning, implement it at noon. We really can just react fast. I don't know what the con is. My cousin and I get along great. He's a great friend. We do everything together, and we're business partners. Now, I guess in some other family businesses, that might not go, and you might be clashing.
Yes.
My brothers and sisters, we all get along. So it's really a good family dynamic for a family business. We really don't have a con in our business, but I would say that would be one of them. That you have to get along with your family members because they're all shareholders in some form of another. But for us, it works great, and we're very happy for that.
Okay. Tell us about a time where business reached its lowest point. What strategies or skills did you implement to bring it back to success?
Well, I started in 1979. I graduated from Reading High School in 1975 and had 4 years of college. In that, if you remember, I probably don't, 1978 was gas crisis. In 1979 and 80, we had 18% interest rates. So look, we've had ups and downs. If you continue on the way, in 84, we had a major stock market crash. Of course, in the 90s, we had the dot-com bubble burst. Unfortunately, we had 9/11. We had the Great Recession. We had COVID.
Yes.
So what I think you just get battle hardened, and you know you have to zig and zag around this. And so those were the low moments. We've tried to keep the debt low and the cash high, and we want to employ everybody because we have a responsibility to 300 families. That's another reason you get up in the morning, because of the responsibility that you took on. We have a great group of coworkers. And they're the ones that got us through the lows as a team, because it is a family business, and they're really part of our family. So we all dug in. Our latest one was COVID, where we were actually shut down, but everybody responded so outstanding. And it was kind of bad, as tough as COVID was. We almost had a mentality of, here we go again, and we were ready to take on the challenges of the business. And with that, as I said, as bad as COVID was, it turned out to be a great business boom in that time.
Okay. What are the top 3 values a company should have to replicate your success?
Well, I think the first value would be your reputation, and your name is on the building. And anything you do, every decision you have to make personally and in business, you have to look on how that's going to affect the business and the name and the reputation. You invest so much in the name, and our coworkers are invested in us. So I think the reputation and how you carry yourself is the number one item that you have to be cognizant of in a family business. Of course, the other thing that you have to do is kind of get back to the accounting, and you've got to make sure your balance sheet is strong. You can't have a weak balance sheet and go out and load up on debt and do crazy stuff. So maybe that's my 1 and 2. It's a little bit of the moral and a little bit of the financial end of it.
Okay. If you were to have a master class, what is one characteristic trait that you would say you have mastered throughout the years?
I would think that it is my MBWA, management by walking around. And I'm going to give a lot of credit to Reading School District and Reading High, because I think anything in life that you needed to learn, character or anything, you learned through Reading High. You learned how to get along with a class of 800 people, and then a school with almost 3,000 people in it, students, your classmates. I think that gives me the ability to be able to walk around this entire dealership group and have a passionate and legitimate conversation with everybody. And just from learning those traits in my high school years of how to treat people and how to get along. You had to get along.
Right.
There's only one way you're going to get through Reading High School. You got to get along.
Right.
So I think that was my one thing that I'm most happy with and proud of.
Very good response. And the last question, where will we see you in 10 years?
Well, I hope in 10 years we're right here doing this again. And what I want is measured growth. My son is with us, and he's been with us for 6 years. And together with my cousin and my family and all the coworkers here, we'd like a measured growth, not to roll the dice on a big project, just to incremental growth every year. And we would hope that would include more dealerships. We're diversifying into other businesses, spring water, aquaponics, as you probably saw.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
one thing my son brought with him was looking out past the dealerships and saying, where else can we diversify from? So I would think we'd be right here in this building with a couple more dealerships and a couple more businesses.
Yes, absolutely. That sounds good. We're going to move on to the last part of our interview,
Great.
which is a game, and we call it this or that. So we're going to set time on the clock.
Okay.
And John, whenever you're ready, you can respond one or the other that you would prefer. Would you like to be able to talk to all animals or talk every language?
I love animals, so I'm going to talk to animals.
Okay, very good. Would you prefer to fly or be invisible?
I'm going to say fly.
Dogs or cats?
Don't tell my cat Olaf, but I want dogs.
A dog.
Okay.
Doing the dishes or doing the laundry?
Dishes, because I put them in the dishwasher. That's it.
And chess or checkers?
Chess.
Winter or summer?
Summer.
Milk chocolate or dark chocolate?
Dark chocolate.
Beach or pool?
Pool.
Okay. Kayaking or fishing?
Kayaking.
Skydiving or bungee jumping?
Neither. I'm not doing any of that.
I know that's very dangerous. Cruise or travel by plane?
I travel by plane.
Call or text?
Text.
Telepathy or teleporting?
Teleporting.
Okay. Farm or zoo?
Farm.
And cash or card?
Card.
Motorcycle or jet ski?
I'm going to go jet ski.
Okay. And the last one, read or write?
Read.
Okay. Fabulous. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
John, for
thank you so
having
much.
us.
Great.
This was
Thank
exciting.
you. Great.